Testing. Testing, see if anyone can hear me. Testing, see if anyone can hear me. Uncle Rob, what's happening, mate? So, game's obviously just begun, so we're just going to do a bit of a watch along here for the next hour. Thank you everyone for joining. Welcome to another episode of the Black and White United Show live on YouTube. So if you're watching the game as well and got me going too, that'd be great. It's the start of the 5th period of this game. And it's Gold Coast 1-6, the Pies 1 behind. While this is going on, just a few key points are made for the first game. And if you've got any questions, just shoot them loud and proud, and we'll get to it. But just from the first game, while we've got this going, I just made a couple of dot points for the Brisbane game. In the first quarter, I don't know about you guys, but I found that Darcy Moore, probably in the first half of the first quarter, so probably like the first 10 to 15 minutes, I found that he was probably like 1 to 2 steps behind the play. And then in the second quarter, he was on, which was really good to see. He probably found his feet a bit more. There's not too much criticism so much of the team, the way they played or anything like that, but the start was a bit shaky. You could tell that it was definitely pre-season. They wanted to get everything sort of like just get the cobwebs out and stuff like that. But Josh Dacos's run out of defence was elite too. So we're pushing up forward here. So we're going straight forward here. We've a bit of a row with the pack here, and we've kicked a great goal there. One of the VFL listed players. That was a great goal there. So we're 7-6 at the moment. We're starting off, so that's pretty good. We get the first 10 minutes of the Brisbane game, I did feel like we were ball watching a little bit, which wasn't the greatest. But we definitely came into the play as the second quarter went on. I'm just gonna say this, and I stand by this. Curtis Taylor, I think he got found out a couple of times in a couple of contests where it was like 2-on-1, but to his credit, he was the only one that was actually competing. But in the pack, he looked fantastic. So I am very much of the opinion that we get Curtis Taylor in the mid-season draft if we have a pick, which I think we will, because, and not so much for this season, but, for depth for this season, but I would feel definitely for next season, if you've got players like Mason Cox retiring, and if any of our big men go down, and you'd think Ash Johnson might not get his contract renewed, we're going to need that depth in the forward line. So I think really for Collingwood, it will be a no-brainer for it. Rob, yes, James has told me that Curtis Taylor is part of the family tree, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, there's a few people in now, so if you've got any questions, just pump them through. Gold Coast are going for a shot at goal at the moment. This game here, I mean, it's not something that I would be too concerned about what happens in general. There is half the side that's playing is obviously VFL listed, but this is really good, I think, too, for our VFL boys to get a decent hit out in this game. Gold Coast are going for goal now, and they've kicked it. So that'll take it to 12-7, and we're about 8 minutes into the 5th period of the game. So if anyone's got any questions, shoot them along. In the second quarter, actually just to end the first quarter, Jacob Ryan I thought was fantastic running off the half back. I thought him and Reef really seemed to work well together. But Jacob Ryan's possession and his territory that he covered from the back line and pushing forward and the spots that he found him in, I thought was very impressive. And I've been a big fan of him over the preseason. I think he could be a secret weapon for us. I actually think he's going to play this season. Some people think he might not, but I reckon he will. The disposal in the first quarter against Brisbane was a bit off. But with that being said, we came into it in the second quarter. So second quarter, Dacos out the middle, when he got his first hands on the ball, he looked deadly. The kicks into the forward line throughout the whole first two quarters were a little bit rubbish, I thought. But it did get better, like that last part of the second quarter when we started outplaying him a fair bit. I will say, though, for both games so far, our tackling is very good. Our tackling looks fantastic, to be honest. Probably because we are chasing tail a little bit, but in general, our tackling seems to be sticking, which is nice. Just the ball use in general, I think, is a bit sloppy. I don't know, because the weather, it might be a bit dewy and stuff like that, but I mean, that's Gold Coast weather for you. Noble's got the ball here. A bit strange seeing Noble in a Gold Coast top, I'm not going to lie, but it is what it is. Guys, if you've got any questions, shoot them across. There's a few people watching now. Gold Coast is going into the forward 50 here. And side bottom, he's all over it, reads it out perfectly, and literally takes the piss out of the back line. And just perfect delivery out there to my check. Goes forward. We're on here. Quainer, 1-2, bang. Was that Charlie? So Charlie West has kicked one. That's a really good play. That transition was fantastic from the back line. Yeah, that was awesome. That transition from centre half back to the forward was really good. Quainer marked him out perfectly. Then I like the way that West got back, just pushed off his man. So, I mean, that's something that we would really need to go in the forward line this season with our triple M's and stuff like that. But if you're seeing a kid do it and he's just started with us, that's a pretty decent effort. I'm getting a few people texting me at the moment saying the Pie should be wearing the Swooping Magpie. Just putting it out there, we are not contracted to wear the Swooping Magpie this season in any way, shape, or form. It is just our training kits, which, to be honest, I don't really mind all the black. But yeah, they were my notes for the first two quarters. This one here, we're getting our hands on the ball first in the contest, which is really good. Here is Noble looking like he fits. To be honest with you, he seems to be, whenever the ball goes down to our forward line, he seems to be there. So he's doing his, Frampton drops a sitter. Come on, mate. So this is where this is typical 2024 play. If you're watching the game and you see where Frampton dropped that mark and then we kick it in and the rush kick in, the kick shit, and then the opposition just swarms on us and we always get found out. That's what happened a lot during 2024. Understandable, there's a lot of VFL players playing this game, which I don't even know all the names of all of them, but at the same time, we've recovered good here because we've actually stopped it from going back into their forward line, which is good. So, yeah, but Rob, back to your one. I do think that he's fitting because he's always there. So we'll obviously see how that pans out moving forward. But really good signs from our VFL boys. They're really crunching the pack and getting in first opportunity. You got Pendles and Sidey. I mean, this is the biggest educational piece that these guys can get. You got Pendles and Sidey in the middle, and then you got these VFL boys there, and they're going straight into it really good, which is nice. I think West is going to be a real player in the next 2 years. I think he's a sneaky to get a game this year if something happens to one of our big boys. That's why I think also they're probably going to get Curtis Taylor in the mid-season. Gold Coast direct ball into the middle of the 50, into the danger zone. So if you see where Gold Coast took that mark now, that's the danger zone there. if you can get the ball directly into that section there, cutting it diagonal, and you get a leading out forward, that's 9 times out of 10 going to lead to a goal. And I think we're going to see a lot of that with like Cripps, McCreary, Dacos, Houston, drilling it into the forward line. You have like Membry or Myercheck or McCreary leading out and taking a mark. The way Gold Coast did it then is actually quite good. So they've got another one there now. So it's 18-13. We're halfway through period 5. But yes, we'll go to T Mello. What's happening, mate? Sidey looks good off the half back. Sidey looks fantastic. He looks super fit, like really fit, and he's covering a lot of territory so far, which is really good. But yeah, I was really impressed with the way we responded against Brisbane. I understand this is just a training game. It's not even real practice games or anything. It's just something to get the legs over and stuff. But I was very happy with the way that we responded in that thing. Just as long as we can get through this touchwood with no injuries, I don't really see too many negatives, too many positives to take out of it. I bet the more positives is if we can just get through this, get some run into the legs. Rao breaks the pack perfectly. Great chase there. Sidey again, right on him. And the ball comes out of the middle, out of the thing, and that's a free kick to Gold Coast for high tackle. Was that Charlie Dean that did that? And unfortunately, Dean isn't that other key back, gets caught out in the leading forwards. Yeah, I think so too. I think Dean's more of that. It's a 50-minute penalty. Get fucked. He's sort of let ourselves down here. Anyway, yeah, I don't think Dean's that player, to be honest. I think that player next is going to be like a Jacob Ryan or a Reef McGuinness or even a TJ. Gold Coast the last 2 goals, so yeah, they got a bit of momentum swinging their way. I still find that we're getting our hands first on the ball. We're just not using it. And the biggest killer for us in that first quarter against Brisbane was when we actually got the ball and we transitioned it. That last kick going into the forward line was still a bit rusty. And I get it. It's just a sim match. But at the same time, too, you like to see the targets being hit, but the good part of it is obviously the ideas there more than anything. So sounds like Rube's doing okay so far. Yeah, he's been doing all right. So Will Parker's now on. I think that should just inject some life into it. Ned Long's played both games, I do believe. He's a big boy, isn't he? He's got a really good size about him. I reckon he's under the radar, like trying to get himself a spot in the side, and it's looking pretty decent for him. He's going to have a big year in the twos too. The last 2 bounces by the umpire have been shit. Straight to Gold Coast. We've got the ball back here. Comes out. Big pack of players. Gold Coast fisted away. That should be a high tackle. Charged him. Head on. Nothing. No. Okay. Sorry. Didn't realise there was one team out there. So they're playing a much stronger side. They are. And we're holding up pretty good with some VFL boys too. So we finally got a free kick here. So small kick over to TJ. No 15 play on. Just fucking easy bullshit. How is that not a free kick for fucking pushing out the contest? I found it a bit weird that Charlie Cameron played for Brisbane and we didn't have Bobby Hill or Ash Johnson's injured. This would have been a great opportunity for AJ to play this game. But yeah, I would have liked to see Bobby light it up, but Noble gets the ball, takes a bounce, typical John Noble, stuffs it up, turnover, gets the hand pass out. Gold Coast come in, forward 50, bang, mark. And, you're kidding me. Fuck, another free kick to Gold Coast, man. I think you paid push in the back. So King's going for goal. Should slot this through, which will take it to 30-13. And no issue there for Gold Coast. All right. I actually like this Gold Coast jumper better with the Suns on it than their logo. It's boring top. Where was the free kick in that? Did anyone see that push in the back? Anyway, we're 18 minutes gone. So 25-minute quarters. No time on, straight through. Still got a quarter to go after this. I'll probably jump onto Pies footy after this for the fan cams. I'm actually heading up to the Gold Coast tomorrow, believe it or not, with the family. So just for a bit of a getaway. The spill in this game was played today, not tomorrow. But anyway, I don't think my missus would have probably let me go anyway, but it is what it is. All right. Yeah. Look, I expected it because every other game that they've done has been just shit. But you'd think, I mean, it's a KO telecast streamed to Fox Footy, and then during the season it's a Fox Footy telecast streamed to KO. So it is what it is. But Gold Coast got the ball off here for the halfback, going forward, kicks down the wing, TV broadcast side. We'll call it the KO side. And out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. VFL boys. If someone could tell me who that number 23 is for us, the VFL listed player, he's actually been all right. I'm really hoping the VFL boys that aren't AFL listed actually get a decent crack at footy this year, and they're not playing too much in the local leagues. That's a high tackle. Look, we're 17 points down, and we're playing a half an AFL team against a fairly strong Gold Coast side, and they've kicked 5 straight. They can't miss, these guys. So all things considered, we're holding up pretty decent considering. It would have been nice to play one game with like your absolute best. Like I know Brisbane we played thing, but I would have preferred to have like Pendles and McCreary and Mychek playing in the game against Brisbane, and then letting like a Jacob Ryan, a TJ, and your younger guys go for this one. Is that Mac Andrew? Jeez, he's big. McCreary's chasing him here. Sells in the candy. Gold Coast out of the thing. Oh, here we go. Pendles with the contest. Looks like Pendles hurt his finger then. Just the way that contest went on. Hopefully he's okay. And yeah, TJ caught out. Simple transition over the top. TJ caught out 2 steps behind. That play there was exactly how Darcy Moore was in the first 10 minutes against Brisbane. Just caught out, but yeah, it'd be nice if we can kick a couple more, even though we lose. Like, it doesn't really matter, but just to let the boys go. So, I mean, personal opinion is if we were playing like this, a bit sort of like lethargic and lazy against Richmond next Wednesday, you'd have a few eyebrows raised. But I mean, it's just a mixture of teams. They've got a really strong side in Gold Coast here. So, I mean, if our VFL boys can get a decent hit out here as well, that'd be great, and we can get away with our AFL listed players not getting any injuries. That'd be great. Chris, what's happening, mates? What are your thoughts so far? A bit of an anticlimax. I mean, it's good that footy's back too, and I mean, this game here, Gold Coast can't miss, and that's probably what Brisbane should have done against us in the first 2 quarters. The scoreline was a bit flattering for us. They missed some easy chances. This is our VFL side. Look, it is with a few AFL players, but at the same time, I mean, like, this is a good experience for the VFL boys. So Steen, the ruck gets it out. Here we go. Ball comes out here. Pendles fumble. I'm telling you, I reckon Pendles hurt his finger in the contest before. Gold Coast bring it out. Roving the pack perfectly. All over us here. Delivering to the forward line. Great spoil there. TJ holds it in, gets it over. Back to TJ. That's a shit hand pass, man. You should not have gone there. Here we go. Good sidestep here. That number 23, the VFL listed boy, if someone can tell me who he is, because I haven't got the list in front of me, that'll be great. McCreary's got the ball on the wing on the KO side, and looks like the Gold Coast are going to get it out. Doesn't matter. Get the ball back here. Thoughts on Dan Houston in the first game too? Thought it was, it was okay. My check goes in, bang, goal. Out the back of the pack. That's better. That's better. Body goal, Brody goal. Your fingers, Mick, were too quick there. Brody, yeah. That was good reading of the play there. Found himself in a good spot. Good pressure by McCreary too, up on the wing, which was nice. But yeah, these VFL boys, I mean, you got Pendles in there as well. It looks pretty good. Just the contest before, I was saying, not to put the fear of God into anybody, but there was a contest where Pendles went to spoil it, and he spoiled it, and he didn't go back for the second one, and the ball was right there. He sort of looked away, and it just looked like he grabbed his hand, and then the second one he fumbled it, but he looks all sweet. So Steen goes up in the ruck. Gold Coast get the tap out. He goes for the second effort, applies good pressure. Matty Rowell walks straight into one of our boys that's holding the ball every day of the week. Geez, the pressure from our VFL boys. I mean, they're trying to show off a little bit here, which is nice. So, I mean, if we can get a couple of goals here and put the pressure back on them, I'm loving the pressure these guys are putting on. Ball goes into the forward line. Mac Andrews there. I think it's Mac Andrew anyway. And McCreary, good pressure, but the Gold Coast are able to get the clearance out. Will Parker was probably just a little bit behind play there. That should be a free kick to us. Maynard just got decked behind play. And it's a turnover, which will be, that's a 50-metre penalty because it's now gone to Will Parker, a free kick for downfield. That should be a 50, and the siren's gone. Just saying, that should have been a 50-metre penalty. If that was in a game, I'd be pretty shitty. Houston did some crazy kicks that just missed the targets. If they came off, it would have looked like genius. Yeah, that cost us a goal in one of them. I think he got the ball in the back pocket, and he was looking for, I believe it may have been Nick Dacos, and the kick was off, and it sort of just bounced in the middle of no man's land, and then the Brisbane players just swarmed on it, and then they ended up getting a goal out of it. But if that kick had to come off, we were pretty much on. So the vision, the awareness is there. Anyway, it's three-quarter time, half time, whatever you want to call it here. We've, I mean, there's not much to say, really, is there? There's, as long as we can get out of today, you blow the cobwebs out. They've got some real good match fitness into them. We get out of this quarter with no injuries to our VFL boys, to our main guys as well. And we can go into the Richmond game fit. Realistically, we should win that game. Not that it matters, but you want to take some form from that game, obviously, into opening round. So I'll be really interested to see the team that we pick. Maybe DeGoey gets picked. Obviously, Mason Cox is out. But I'll be playing close to a full-strength side. Anybody who has any sort of injury cloud over them, I would definitely not play against Richmond. So that sort of defeats the DeGoey purpose. But you just want to get some real good consistency into these players. Then on the flip side, you could potentially have an intra-club game the week after, not give a shit, right? Which you can't really, because then the season starts. So I don't know what they're doing. They're probably just doing match sim, and then just leaving it like this and not having one this season because we're playing opening round. I bet Kane Corns will say something tomorrow morning about having concerns about Collingwood this season. Look, you got some commentators that think we're going to, when Ben Dixon said that we're going to play like in a grand final, he made some outlandish comment last year that Essendon was going to be in the preliminary final, which, to be fair, I mean, they were top four towards the end of the season before they completely butchered it. And then Corns are saying that we're not even going to make the 8. Personal opinion is if we don't make the 8 this year, we're in for a long 10-year stint. So the messages on Facebook and Instagram are coming in thick and fast. So just reading these messages, everyone's got something to say pretty quickly, but I'll look at that after. If you've got any comments, guys, get it through. It's a bit of a junk time at the moment. We're waiting for the thing to start. But what do we thought? What just in general? I want to get your thoughts. Enough about my thoughts. Tell me what you think about the first these 3 quarters of football that we've played against some pretty decent opposition. Like, let's be real, and we've got our team pretty much split in half. I would like to see us control the ball more. It does look a bit rushed. It does look a bit like we're getting the ball like we have to go. And that's probably because of the tempo the other teams are playing with. And Gold Coast and Brisbane both play with that tempo. They're not slow teams. They're both. If you've noticed, like I can tell you what every sort of style of team in the AFL play, whether it's fast, slow, medium attacking, more defensive attacking, slingshot, switch, all that type of stuff. But Gold Coast and Brisbane both play very fast-moving football. They don't stop. So we tend to play more of the manic pressure in the forward line, stop and start, leading up, catapult, slingshot type play. But I mean, it's just a glorified training session, I guess. I think it's just an exaggerated training session. There you go. Perfect comment. That was like perfect timing. I didn't even see that, and I said that. So at least that just proves that we're all on the same page with this. But I guess the good thing is like footy's back now. So I get back from the Gold Coast next Wednesday when we actually play Richmond. So there is a chance I may go to the Richmond game. I get back at 2:00 in the afternoon. So we'll see how we go with everything. I might go. If I'm too tired, I won't. I'll just watch it and potentially do a watch along as well. Stephanus, what's happening, mates? Dean looks like he's struggling against those tall forwards. Look, to be honest, I don't think he's going to get much of a run this season. If you can hear my mum and my missus in the background, I do apologise. We're all going together as a family, everyone, to the Gold Coast for a bit of a getaway. So they're all having their chit chat. And like that at this time of night, deciding to close the curtains. But anyway, I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, I don't think he's in the realm of getting picked straight away. I'd put him more as like where the rookies are, like with an Oleg Markov and stuff. But I genuinely think Jacob Ryan and TJ are going to be the ones that are going to get that first crack if there is an injury or if there is a gap that we need to fill. I think they're going to be the ones there. Next week, if we play like this with that A team, then I'll be concerned. Well, that's the thing. Like, let's get through this today because, like, you always panic intra-club games, shit like that. You don't want anyone to get injured. I mean, touch wood, we can get through this. I don't care if we lose by 100 points now. Let's just get through it, and we can go forward from there. I think against Richmond, a bit more of a weaker opposition. They're going to try and get some momentum going forward. Laylor's a big loss. That's shattering with a broken jaw. I mean, I know it's Richmond, but you just don't want to see that stuff. So this quarter's just started here. We've got a real good possession out of the forward line, out of the middle here. Ned Long has kicked it, hit and hope into the forward line. A bit of a hospital ball, and Gold Coast take the mark. And they're about to get it out here. Have we got a free kick over here? I think we do. Mate, can you pay this, like, opening round at least once every fucking quarter to us? Another point that I made for the first game too, Lockie Schultz was very good. I think he kicked 1 or 2 goals, but his pressure and the distance he was covering across that half forward line looked really good. There we go. Another one there for the Pirates. That's a good start in the last period of the game. We're a minute in. He's drilled it. So that's nice. Boys getting around the VFL boys. I think it was a VFL player that kicked it. I like Weston Brown. Yep. I'll tell you what, Charlie West's got a good frame, and he's like, what, 19 years of 18, 19 years of age. I said this in my last live too. He reminds me with his body shape very much of like a Darcy Fogarty. I know people were saying Jonathan Brown and stuff like that. No, he's not. He's not even that tall. He just looks like he's got the physique of like a Darcy Fogarty. And if we can get a player like that in the next couple of years to add to our forward line, someone of that style of play, that'd be awesome. Ryan looked good against Brisbane. He looked very good. Out of the middle again. Ned Long's everywhere. Sullivan doesn't know what to do with the bounce there. Noble gets it out, and Gold Coast have cleared it out there. We're 2 minutes into this sixth period. That's front on contact. Umpire just let it go. That's fine. Frampton competed well. Ball comes out. Steen, TJ, Maynard. Beautiful kick out. And Noble has spoiled McCreary. Oh, there's a bit of argy-bargy going on. Is that Noble? No. There's some other blondie. Some other fucking surfy dude, bro, on the Gold Coast. Yeah, Ryan did look good, though. West is a lovely kick for goal. Yeah, we need them. We definitely need the accurate shots on goal. That's nothing to, if we can just get our goal kicking a bit more accurate. I mean, we've got a good forward line now. If we can get that accurate over the next 12 months, especially this season, I mean, fuck. Sick of missing easy opportunities, mate. TJ alone. See the way TJ marked that ball just on his own there? That's what you want to see from these players. Like, just reading the play, go off your man, take the mark, and just execute it out of the back line perfectly. I mean, that's nice. So TJ's going over to Maynard on the halfback flanker, kicks it down the KO side wing, as I'm calling it. That's a push in the back every day of the week. Maynard takes the mark. Liking TJ's game. It looks good. Like he was caught out in the last quarter, but just especially in this first couple of minutes of this quarter, you can tell his presence is there. And I think that's the main thing that we want to get out of this too. Like you can tell that their presence is there. They're doing their job. They're playing their role. And I don't think he's going to start in our back line, but he could be a definite like emergency player or someone that just slips right in if there's an injury or whatever. And I think it'll be him and Jacob Ryan that are going to be fighting for that position. And in the future, like in the next couple of years, I reckon you'll see them two on our half back line. Boundary umpire goes for 6. So it's 36-25. Gold Coast up by 11 points. They've kicked 6 straight. It'd be nice if they missed one. And the ball gets thrown in. I think, personal opinion, I reckon this might be the last season that we see boundary throw-ins from last touch. I think you're going to have last touch. I think you're going to have pretty much how it is in the women's game, and only boundary throw-ins if the ball goes out from a contest. I think that's the way they're pushing it towards now without saying it. So then when they introduce that rule, there's a seamless transition and nobody comments on it. But that's a really big change of the game. So a bit of a conspiracy theory there for you. We won't talk about the moon landing. TJ is giving Fly something to think about. Look, he is. And I think Jacob Ryan gave him something to think about as well as Gold Coast go into the forward line. Billy Frampton, Butterfingers, but I think he just wanted to see that out. Every time Frampton goes near the ball, I just think to myself, geez, it would have been nice if he had taken that mark in the grand final when he pushed off Harris Andrews and it just went straight through his fingers. You know, and there was another one too. I think it might have been in the second quarter. He outbodied him and he went for a chest mark and it dropped through his hands on his straight through his chest and it went through for a behind. I mean, if he had to kick a couple of goals in that grand final, you know, we still won. That's the main thing. McCreary, good chase down tackle. TJ in front, perfect play. Well done. That's the thing with defence. I mean, like you can worry about your man all day and basically, oh, geez, that kick. You can worry about your man all day and tag him and stuff like that and make sure he doesn't get a kick, but you got to be able to push off and read the play as well. TJ back in the middle here, he's on. Quayne has decided not to go to him. There's a short option still on just over the man on the mark if he wants to go for it, but he decides to go down long. So the bottom of the square here, Myercheck crushes the pack. Noble gets it out and Gold Coast are now, good smother. Was that Ned Long? I couldn't see. No, it's at number 23 again. Ball goes over here. McCreary, hand pass over. Great play there. Half forward line. Ball goes half forward line. It's punched through and it's gone over. That was really good play. A couple times tonight we've done that where we've read the ball really well from like the ground ball and we've picked it up. Will Hayes did it against Brisbane fantastically. And just like the quick hand pass out and we're just having like Dacos and stuff and Quanich run through. I mean, that's what you want to see. McCreary breaks a tackle, hand passes it out. It's close to holding the ball. My check's dumped. Another dump there. Side bottom takes the piss. Hand passes it out to Pendlebury. Pendlebury to Sullivan. Sullivan chips it over and hits the post. So that's 4-2-26 to 6 straight 36. We're 7 minutes into the sixth period here. We are playing a lot better. Since Gold Coast got that run in that fifth period, Mychek shut himself in. Was it Mychek or was it Maynard? Ball went straight through his hands. Good second effort. Well done. Oh, fucking Billy, mate. Jesus, pick up the ball. I mean, pick up the ball, turn around and hand pass it. You've got fucking... Anyway, as I was saying, the play that we did after Gold Coast got those last couple of goals in that fifth period until now, we've actually controlled, I reckon, 85% of the game, which is nice to see. So we're hustling it forward. Noble gets the hand pass out. Gold Coast are looking thing. Good tackle. That's one of our VFL players. Fuck, I tell you what, they're looking good. They're really trying to impress here, which is nice. Shoot your questions and stuff across, guys. Tell us what you think. Call it as you see it, as always. Scale up, pies. It's just good that Footy's back. Side bottom, gets the ball, bounces it through his legs. Oh, nuts to that guy too. And we see it over. I think their boys are getting tired now. Ball handling has been a bit shit this last 2 minutes. Like, I know it's Dewey and stuff, but they're not getting the ball on the ground like they were from the first go, which is, I think, just sign of fatigue. But, I mean, this is the first proper hit out they've had, since August? So it's been 6 months. That's a high tackle. Umpire, pay it. Don't be stupid. You know, the good part about it is, and I'll say this, not just the VFL boys, but just in general, when the ball has been in the pack for contested play, we have actually got ourselves to the ball first. It's just the stupid, like, afterwards, like just the hand pass or that option. Here we go. Get it out. Take the mark. Oh, my God, bro. West, well done. Bad luck. McCreary's got it. Breaks through the pack. That's what you want. Don't bounce it. Just kick it. Oh, no. What's the free kick for? That's ours. That's a 50-metre penalty. Even though that play didn't count. See how McCreary read the play there and he just went down the KO wing, as I call it? That's what and I can't wait to see Josh Dacos, Bo McCreary, Hoskin Elliott, and Bobby Hill, especially from more of like the wing to half forward line, in a contested play, get that tap out and just run like Cyril did just along the wing. That's I think it's going to be massive for us this season. And then we can just drill it into that forward 50 right in the middle. Ball goes out. Good contested play there. Who's down? Get up. Oh, fucking KO shit. No one's injured. I mean, you think there's such a thirst for the football, right? There's such a thirst. I mean, I'm doing a watch along for a training session here, right? Like, there's such a thirst for football AFL in this country, more than any other code, and I'll stand by that to the day that I die, right? But surely you can get a proper decent camera crew out here, because if this game was on Channel 7 and shit like that, I mean, they get more ratings than fucking the A-League Grand Final. You know, like that's holding the ball. Even though it's not, he still dives on it. I'm a Frampton fan. I am. I know I've criticised him a fair bit tonight, but I really want him to be a secret weapon, but I just don't see it happening. So Pendles, gets the ball out, big tackle, holding the ball. So 10 points down, 11 minutes. 11 minutes into the sixth period. Gold Coast going straight forward here. And over kick, TJ drops the ball, but second effort was decent, created a contest, and we should be able to get it out here. Well done. Good play. Look, I know he dropped the sitter then, but second effort was well done, and it forced the contest, and we're out here through the middle. McCreary's got the ball. It's not McCreary, sorry. That was Sullivan. The ball gets kicked. That should be downfield, but anyway. And Gold Coast have taken the mark. And they're about to slingshot out. See, that's another thing too. I mean, just we've got so much time. And I feel like we're rushing it. I mean, I know that was pretty much a VFL type play, but we rushed that a fair bit. Whereas you'd like to see more of a carb sort of, if it's on, you go. But, you know, you got the space, so take the bounce. I mean, what do I know? I'm a YouTuber, not an AFL player. I do have 100 senior games experience and 50 goals, but anyway. Uncontested mark for Gold Coast here. Look, I think the boys are throwing in the towel, not going to lie. The last 5 minutes, the last couple of minutes have been a bit shit. We're 12, almost 13 minutes into period 6, so we're about halfway, just almost halfway through now. 10 points down. I don't think we're going to get up in these two periods here, but, I mean, the signs have been better. I mean, the kids are playing well. The VFL boys are playing well. TJ's impressed at times. McCreary looks like a raging bull, which is nice. Sidebottom's taken the absolute mickey out of everyone. Gold Coast go back and kick it with 13 minutes gone in period 6. It is 42-26. And Gold Coast made sure they brought their cheer squad to a training session. Good stuff. Yeah, guys, any more questions coming through? Got a few more minutes to go here. This is the Suns grand final. You know what was funny? This time last year, we played the match sim game against North Melbourne. Work, seriously. Get away from me. Move. Played that match sim game against North Melbourne, and North Melbourne were the pre-season premiers. The fans are going nuts because they slapped us. And that was like full match scenario. That was like, all right, stop the game, change the scores, put the ball on a different side of the ground, and go. Like, bro, just have an intra-club. It's like they used to do those. We did it with Geelong a couple of years ago. We did like a joint training session. The boys went down to Cardinia Park, and we had like a full proper joint training session with them. It's just rubbish. So we've got a free kick here on the halfback line. 14 and a half minutes into period 6, 42-26. VFL boys are putting up a pretty good fight. Good contest there in the pack. Ball is about to come out. And straight to Gold Coast. Good tackle again. That's a high tackle for Collingwood. I'd like to see us get a couple more goals this game. If we just get a couple more on the board, that'd be nice. No, it's the fucking ball up. The bloke hasn't even got a head, has he? I'll tell you what, Lockie Neal for Brisbane looked dangerous. You got to give credit to Brisbane. I know this is a Pies channel, but I'll just say it because that's what I think. Credit to Brisbane. I mean, having a pretty delayed pre-season and having pretty much no intra-club games, no match sim that's been reported for their training sessions, and to come out and play the way they did, and we've had a pretty solid pre-season, they're going to be a serious contender this year. I know it's just a training session, but they look really good. I've tipped them to finish on top of the ladder. I don't think they'll lose. I don't think they'll lose at home. I think it's been one of those seasons where Brisbane just dominate at home. Again, I think this is going to be a year where you want to pay that one. Pay it in the forward line, bro. Come on. I think it's going to be a year where we're going to see a lot of the interstate sides win games at home. West Coast will probably be the only exception to that, but I still think they'll knock off a big fish. at Optus. Maybe not a big fish, but a game that they should win. Billy actually grabbed the ball. I can see him. Well, it depends who they play, but I could see him knocking off like a mid-table team that they're not supposed to beat. The boundary throw-in, pretty much against the behind post for the Gold Coast here. So, look, overall, I'm pretty impressed with the way the VFL boys have played these two quarters against a pretty strong Gold Coast side. That's out of bounds. No, it's behind. I want to see a bit more of Will Parker. I'm getting a bit tired of seeing the old boys like Pendles and Sidey taking the piss out of everyone, because sooner or later they're going to cash in their superannuation check and say, see you later. Quainer gets the ball out, kicks a wobbly one out, and the ball has gone over for a boundary throw-in. Any more comments about this game, guys? We're 17 and a half minutes into this period 6, so not long to go. Another, what's that, 7, 8 minutes to go. I did say at the start of the stream, for those that weren't in at the time, I think Collingwood's going to get Qtrs Taylor in the mid-season draft. I think if we get an injury, if you think, and I said it before and I'll say it again, not so much for this season, but more for the next couple of seasons, you're going to need that extra depth in the forward line. You're going to have Cox retiring. Jamie Elliott's probably not going to be there in the next few years. So, I mean, you've got your 3Ms. That's great. But, you also need that backup. AJ's not going to obviously be there. You're going to need the next wave of forwards coming in. So I think someone like Qtrs Taylor, who has 75 games of AFL experience and probably shouldn't have been cut from North Melbourne, I think he'll be a really great acquisition to our forward line, more for just strength. Gold Coast gone and kicked another goal, so 49-26, 18 and a half minutes gone. I think the boys are throwing the towel in here, but that's okay. That's all good. Concerns I had Dean and Frampton perform tonight. Yeah, look, I'm not really going to put my eggs in the basket with Charlie Dean. I will say they're I do watch a lot of VFL, and at Williamstown, he was fantastic. When we picked him up, definitely AFL quality. Very similar to how my check was for Port Melbourne when we picked him up. I was kind of hoping it would be the same sort of, rise of a VFL player thing, but with his injuries and stuff like that, I mean, he just never got a clean run at it. And I think now that he's, finding himself in the team and stuff, he's probably missed the boat in that sense. So we'll see, obviously, how it happens there. But I'm not going to, get too worked up over it. I'm more concerned about Frampton's ball handling, to be honest with you. Quainer crashes the pack. We'll probably get more of an idea of the opening side next week. That's what I'm saying. If we play like this next week with a full-strength side in, we will look like the most delusional supporter base going out there. But right now, just get the legs in. Get out with no injuries. Let's go into the Richmond game, with a good side, ready to go. Quainer gets the ball out to Long. Long's been good tonight. Long's actually really impressed. Pendle's got the ball. That's a mark. He actually paid that one. Pendle's, he's not everywhere, but when he gets the ball, he's just doing everything correct. Sidey's been running rings around. The last 5 minutes, Will Parker's got himself in the play a fair bit, which is nice to see. I think he's one of those players that will probably sneak a bench spot, competing with others for a few games here and there. We could tackle McCreary. Again, there he is. Pay a hole in the fucking ball, mate. My check, Long, McCreary, and Steen all tackling there. That's great. And Sullivan too. Sully gets the kick out. Ball goes over to my check. Play go forward, hit and kick and hope. My check hasn't been that good tonight. He's been a little bit all over the shop. So have to see what happens there. Wait until next week and we'll see how either against Lynch. Yeah, Lynch is shit. Just put Darcy Moore on him. He should think. I think Lynch has passed it. I wouldn't even take him. Yeah, if Lynch turned around and said, "Oh, I'm going to Collingwood. I want to go to Collingwood," I'd be like, fucking, I'll take Tim Embry every day of the week. Who was a little bit shit tonight. Gold Coast got the ball here, running down the wing, kicking to over the top of the forward line, and drop mark in the goal square for Gold Coast, and TJ rushed it over. See, that's good because we were like in that play there, we were caught out. They had the ball kicking over the top, and we actually TJ's done it a couple of times, so gone with the back of the pack and spoiled it, brought the ball to ground, even though that was more of a drop mark. But then we would have been able to clear it. So it's not just like, oh, he's going to take the mark, give up or anything like that, like when it goes over the top. Maynard's been fantastic. Maynard to Sully. Sully is up, kicks it over to one of the VFL players. We go straight back into the middle. Great mark, good handball. Pendles, McCreary, bang, kicks it. See you later. Bob's your uncle. That's what you want to see. A mixture between VFL, mixture between AFL, perfect transition. That's fantastic. McCreary. Yep, that was a good one. So 32 to 50, 8-2 to 5-2 with 22 minutes in, couple minutes to go. See, look at the replay here. They've gone to take the mark and he's dropped it on the way down. So TJ didn't really do too much there. But the good part was we were able to get it out. That was a really good play. Much better. That was much better. That's the stuff that you want to look for in these type of games. Quick transition. They had a chance. They stuff it up. Bang. We bring it out. We kick a goal. We've got to damage teams like that this year. We haven't really damaged too many sides in that sense. Ball goes up for another bounce here. Umpire's going to throw it up. I think we can say after these games, one thing I am going to take out, unless something drastic happens next week, side bottom is your starting player on the wing. And don't even at me, don't challenge me on that. He's starting on the wing. To be only 3 goals behind with this side is a good side for the VFL season. Very good. So there's about a minute to go. Oh, good play there by the Gold Coast forward. Maynard gets the ball, kicks it out, and it's seen over. We've got a lot of VFL players playing, and to be 3 goals down with half a VFL side is pretty good. McRae should be very happy with the performance of the VFL boys giving us a decent chop out here, because they will be pushing for some sort of draft selection, and other clubs still be watching this thinking, who are these players? These guys are really putting their hands up. McCreary tackles, ball goes over for a boundary throw in, about 30 seconds to go. So overall, I mean, nothing too much to gloat about, nothing too much to be sort of negative about. I mean, some of the defenders' ball handling was pretty shit. But with that being said, I mean, this is just some really good, just experience at the start of the season, really. But it's just good that footy's back. I'm very happy that footy's back. We've got the game on Wednesday. And then we're pretty much into opening round, which is going to be, you want to have a full side in. So Siren has gone. We have finished. That is our first match sim done for the season. Gold Coast will now be premiership favourites, Peter. You are 100% correct. But look, all in all, I'm going to say tonight I was impressed with McCreary, Ned Long. Side bottom was fantastic. I didn't mind Sullivan around the pack. Was nice. TJ and Jacob Ryan were probably the 2 standouts for me in this game. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to leave it here. I don't want to bore you guys too much. But I do want to say, just for those that haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, if you're on here and you haven't subscribed, please do. If you have, thank you very much. We are so close on hitting 600 subscribers now. I've had about 20 subscribers today, which has been fantastic. So I'd love to hit 600 by the time I go to bed tonight, which would be fantastic. But footy's back. Make sure you drop a comment, like all my videos, call it as you see it. Thank you for joining, and as always, K the pies.